Welcome to the New Author Podcast, a weekly podcast diary starring Jerry Evanoff and Rich Casey. Join them weekly as they talk about writing, publishing, and marketing their books. And now, here are your hosts.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the New Author Podcast. Today is Friday. What is today? Friday, July 17th, 2026. This is episode number 361 of the podcast. I am one of the hosts, Jerry Evanoff, and with me, under weird names every week, but
It's
today he's Captain Beefheart. I don't know why. It's Rich Casey. Rich, how are you?
I'm doing well. You have to be of a certain age in order to know who Captain Beefheart was. He was a Woodstock era band and guy, I guess, who fronted the band. So yeah, it's
I feel like I know a lot about 60s music. What is he? Was he somebody that was known?
Oh yeah. Oh, at the time he was really well known.
All right, I gotta look now.
He was
Captain.
He was the guy that coined the phrase. What was it? Meaty, beefy, big, and bouncy. Talking about big women.
Okay, that's interesting. His name was Van Vliet.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
Okay, really? Oh, we have to check him out.
Yeah,
I love 60s music, especially Woodstock stuff. It's great. Okay.
Yeah. He was basically a jam band. Yeah.
Okay.
So kind of like a
Grateful Dead.
I don't know if it precursor Grateful. I think a precursor Grateful Dead. Yeah. So, but kind of like that.
Okay. So how you been?
You've heard the old what's that guy's name? The comic that's just super deadpan.
Oh yeah, Stephen.
Yeah, Stephen something.
Stephen, not Tyler. That's Aerosmith. Stephen Wright.
Stephen Wright. Yeah, he has a joke about the Grateful Dead. He said something along the lines of, "I went to see a Grateful Dead concert. Couldn't believe it. They played for over 5 hours. On the other hand, it was a really good song."
That's about right. That's funny. All right, so how you been?
I've been okay. I had a day yesterday, but I'll talk about it when we get to that. And I'm doing really good today because after the day yesterday, I took like double the amount of anxiety medicine and I slept like a baby. And I've been really calm all day long today. So
nice. Okay.
Which is not unusual for me. So
yeah. All right. Well, that's good. Okay. Well, I told you before we started recording about my last couple of days, but we unfortunately can't get into those on the podcast. Not yet. We will get into them in a couple of weeks, but lots of things are going on in my world that are very, very interesting. Lots of changes coming up, but we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks. Let me jump into my stats here. That's my tease for you to keep listening to the podcast. Subscribe to it, whether it's a podcast on Spotify or YouTube. Just subscribe because I got some fun news coming in a couple of weeks. So, in terms of my stats for this past 9 days, book 3 is actually up 9,078 words to 29,346. I had another good week. My word count for the year, that same 9,078 up to 38,266, which is 85% of the goal that I was shooting for. Again, I did not expect to be rewriting book 3. I thought this goal would be a little bit tougher, but since I'm rewriting book 3 and just doing all new words, I'm going to hit it potentially this coming week. I'll hit it. In fact, I probably will hit it this coming week. My words per hour actually jumped 40 from 1261 to 1301. And my goal was 6,500 words for the week. It would have been 8,000 had I included today. And I did smash that. So that worked out regardless of whether it was today or yesterday that we podcasted. So yeah, overall, I had a pretty good week writing.
I've had a week too. I started playing with your writing app. I don't know when that was, last Friday, last Saturday. Something I was just kind of checking it out, seeing what was in there and how you changed and everything. It kind of inspired me to start doing some writing there. So I
good.
Over only 2 days, I ended up getting 4,400 words. It was probably about 3.5 hours, something like that. So a little over 1,000 words an hour, which is really good. But so I'm kind of excited, and I really like the app.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know if you plan on going public with that at any time or not, but it's really nice. I think people will like it.
I don't know if I will or not. I feel like setting up a system of payment, I just don't feel like it's something I want to do. Mm-hmm. Although if you're anti-AI, you may want to stay away from this app because I'm literally building it with Claude Code now, where I just tell it, make a change, and it makes the change. It also has AI capabilities inside the app. You could even write with it if you want to. I don't really do that, but I do some editing with it. I will absolutely say, how do I say this better? Or how do I describe this better? And then I'll take the words it gives me and then rewrite it myself. But it does have some AI capabilities. It also has some AI capabilities inside of it when it comes to the story Bible and setting that up. And hopefully I'm trying to make it so you can move through each section easily, from like plotting to writing to editing to the I'm calling it the plot grid. It's really just story grid, but I'm calling it the plot grid with some things in there. I'm trying to make that easier. So anytime you have any suggestions, Rich, like you did, you emailed me, you texted me. I'm working on something right now that needs to be done. It's kind of a bug that I'm trying to fix now. Literally now, before, as you were logging into the podcast, I was in the other room just saying, yes, make the change, Claude Code, yes. And now it's probably sitting there waiting for me to say yes again. As you come up with it. And I will say that if anybody out there wants to use it, I'm not really going to send it out to hundreds of people, but if one or two people want to email me and I can send you a link, let me know and I'll happily let you beta test it. I will continue to say, Rich, always back up your work when you're done. I paste every chapter into Scrivener just in case. I do have a backup system in there. And the thing that I'm trying to fix right now is the importing. I'd love to be able to back up the entire your entire library, your books, your characters, your plot, everything that exists. And then if you ever need to get something back, I have an import button. And what I'm trying to make it do is you click import and then you can go all the way down to just one character if that's all you want to import, or one chapter if that's all. I don't want to do an import all or overwrite. Oh, okay. I just want to allow you to pick what you want to import. And that's what I'm working on right now. Okay. That's in there. So again, if one or two people want to use it, feel free to reach out to me, Jerry at jerryevanoff.com, and I'll send you an invite. And again, there could be bugs in there. That's my thing. But if there's something in there you'd like to use, let me know. There's some hidden stuff in there, Rich, I haven't even told you about. I will say this: when you're in the writing surface, just hit Shift and 6. Okay. The little carrot, just do that and watch what happens, because I haven't even put anything in there about that yet. So
well, I'll tell you one thing, it's got one of the nicest and smoothest working integrations with AI models through Open Router that I have seen to date. Typing mind is clunky as hell, and you're constantly having to get new keys in order to get access to models. But yeah, so that part I really liked. It took me 15 seconds to set that up. So,
and I didn't even tell you how. You just that's one of the things I'm trying to do is make it so I don't have to tell somebody, because that's the other issue about making this thing public. I never want to do tech support. Ever. I want, if you want to use this as a beta tester and you email me, please don't email me questions, because I don't really want to be tech support. You can email suggestions, but I will try to make it as easy as possible for a person, because I'm using it and I want it to be easy. So
well, at the moment it's easy as it is. So
good. All right. Well, jumping into my recap from last week. I worked from home last Thursday. So we podcasted on Wednesday night last week. I worked from home. At lunch, I did some editing of chapter 1. I added about 300 words to it. And then in the evening, the reason I did that is because I was reading it to my writers club that evening. So I wanted to get chapter 1 ready to go. And then in the evening, I did have my writers club and I read that chapter, got some advice. There were a few pieces of advice that they wanted me to, I really didn't like. It's rare that this happens, but I tried to be very, not vague. Vague is the wrong word, but I tried to make it a little bit of a mystery of what was going on in this story. And they were like, well, what if you just make it look like it's a ghost? And like, no, I don't want to give that away. What if you have him coming into the office first so we can see what the office looks like? No, you don't need to see what the office looks like. We're just interacting with the story here. We're just having this little haunted paranormal style murder happen quickly. There's no reason to get into all the details. You'll learn a lot of those early on. I don't need to put those in there. So I was really surprised with some of the suggestions. And now this is a different kind of story than I normally write, so maybe they're used to me writing certain kinds. But this has got a little paranormal in it.
That, and they're just seeing a small snapshot of what's going on.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah. And they may not ever see any other chapter. I may miss the next 2 months. And by the time I go back in October, it's going to be at the editors. So they may not see any other chapters. I'm not even sure yet. So
it's always so hard to make substantive comments when you're just looking at a small piece of the writing. I mean, you can critique what is there and whether what is there hangs together. But since you don't know what comes before or after, it's really difficult to do anything more than that.
Oh, funny story, Rich, before I get into the Friday. There have been a couple times in the last couple weeks, and last week or so, where I'll go to sit down at my writing app and I'll open Claude and I'll just go, "Hey Claude, can you tell me what Rich has done the last couple days?" And it goes into the database and tells me everything that you've done.
Does
I know
really?
your character names. I can't get into your account because I don't know your password, but I know your character names. I don't know the plot or anything like that. But because I'm just curious who's in there using it.
Yeah.
I
was thinking about that on the way home today. I was going, this is all the data is out there on Supabase, but I wonder if Jerry can get into that and see it.
I could, but it's easier for me to just go, "Hey Claude, can you just summarize it for me?" Because Claude has access to the database, and it just does. And my buddy Brian, who's listening, I do the same thing with him. He did something about a week ago, and it made me laugh what he did, because I'm like, "Oh, I know what these guys are doing. This is hilarious." And the only reason I'm doing this is I'm just checking for activity, because I'm curious who else is using it. Because one thing I want to try to do is I want to try to get multiple people using it. In fact, I think you, me, and Brian were all using it at the same time. And that makes me happy. I want to make sure that everything works when you got multiple people in there using it. And just coincidentally, we were, which was great. Nice. So anyway, back to my week here. So last Friday, I did work half a day last week. Ended up leaving around 11:10. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings to continue the writing. I got a pretty late start here. I was on a call until 11:10, and then I stopped at my mom and dad's for a little while. By the time I got to BW3, I did a bunch of stuff with my golf league, and I was playing with Claude Code and my golf league, wondering if I could create a web app for them to use instead of the Excel spreadsheet we passed around. So the writing kind of suffered a little bit. I ended up finishing chapter 11. I added 1,576 words to it. So I did hit my non-work lunch day target of 1,500 words by getting to 1,576. So it was still okay. And then in the evening, Friday, I didn't do much. I did make a few changes to my writing app based on things I noticed while I'm writing. So this happens every time I use it now. I'm writing in it and I go, "Oh, I need to be able to do this." So I add it. You can't see it, but I built a Kanban board into the app that I can go to, type things in, and then go back to where I was, so that when I get home that night, I can open up the Kanban app and then make changes based on that.
Right.
So I did that Friday night, and I just kind of hung out on the couch for a while. Then we get to Saturday. This was a damn productive day, I gotta say. I had about 4 things I wanted to do. I was up early to golf, and it was a very strange round. Through the first 11, I was +6. I was on my way to a really good score. I was hitting the ball well. And then I got to my nemesis hole, 12. And on 12 and 13, I went triple bogey, which is a 7-7, which is terrible. If you're wondering, I was +6 on the first 11 and then +6 on the next 2. Like, that's not good. And then I had a birdie on the next hole. On 14, I had a birdie. And then it was kind of average from the way out. I shot an 87. I'll take an 87 all day, but could have been better. Afterward, I got home, I changed my clothes, and I just stayed local, going to the sub place that I love so much. And after I ate, I did some work on chapter 11. A few things I had left out when I called it done the previous day. Ended up adding 98 words to it. Then I went to chapter 12, which was a short one, 487 words. And then I just kept going. Chapter 13, which is kind of a fake midpoint. There's an attempt on someone's life here. And it's actually 3 scenes. So I added 2,838 words to that chapter. And I'm done for the day, right? I'm at over 3,000, 3,400 words, 3,416 to be exact. Except no, I wasn't ready to leave. I was looking around going, I got nothing to do today. The rest of the day. I mean, I'm gonna play my football game fine, but I really got nothing to do. So I just went to chapter 14. I added 706 words to this one, which was the real midpoint. And by the time I was done, I was there, I think 3 hours. Yeah, 149 minutes. So almost 3 hours of straight writing, 4,122 words. This is my second most words in one day ever, which made me very happy. The first most does go back to that plane ride I took from Cleveland to Vegas when I got over 5,000. But getting 4,100 in one day is very nice. Then I went home, played the last 3 quarters of an APBA football game that I have, and it took me over a couple hours because I played 3 quarters, which takes some time. Then after that, I went back to the writer's app and made a bunch of changes again based on the 4,100 words that I'd put in earlier in the day. So yeah, good day on Saturday. I was very happy. Sunday morning, I'm off to Panera. No golfing. I'm off to Panera. And I need to start the next chapter, which is kind of the aftermath of the midpoint. This is hard. The real midpoint was the second murder, and I struggled here. 1,126 words in about an hour. I really worked on the first part of it. Again, it was a tough chapter. I don't remember. I didn't write on here what I did during the day. I don't remember what I did when I got home. My guess is I started another football game. I'm playing the Browns and the Cowboys from 1965 right now. I'm pretty sure that might have been Sunday. I just don't remember. So So then Monday, nothing writing related on this day. I worked from home, played my football game at lunch. Then in the evening, I made some dinner and kind of sat on the couch the rest of the night. Tuesday, I was in the office. I added 878 words to chapter 15, which was finishing it in about 40 minutes. And then I went to my golf league, and it was probably the hottest, sweatiest day I've ever had golfing on the golf course. It was probably 90 degrees, but it was so humid that I was so bad. And there were a lot of good scores that night, and I think I shot a 51. I lost my match 16-4. Like, it was just bad.
I'm sure the heat index is well over 100.
It had to have been. I've never sweat like that before in my life. So Wednesday is what I talked about you with before we started. I really can't talk about it here, but I will say that I did not do any writing at lunch for reasons. And then in the evening, my power went out around 4:45. I forgot to tell you this before we started. My power went out Thursday afternoon around 4:45. I was on the phone. I was on my couch on my recliner, and it was reclined, and it's electric recliner. So I couldn't put it back down because the power was out. So I had to like crawl off my couch like a fat guy rolling off of a chair.
I was going to say, could you even get out of it?
It's not something I would want anybody to see. I'll tell you that right now. And I maxed it at my mom and dad's, and I waited until about 6:30 to go get him because they have power. They have AC over there, and it still wasn't on. So I left to go get him, came back, and it's 95 degrees outside, and it's 7:00, still no power. And it was pretty toasty in my house. There's no way I would have been able to sleep in my house. So I just booked a hotel in a little city a half an hour away, which is halfway between here and work. Dropped Max off at my mom and dad's for the night, and I just stayed at a hotel Thursday night.
Oh, okay, cool.
Or Wednesday night. Yeah. I didn't know this when I did it, but it's right next to the Rockneys that I go to sometimes.
Oh, really?
So of course I had to text my sister and be like, I walked, if you follow me on Snapchat, I walked toward the window and you could see out my window down to Rockneys. And then I went across the street and ordered a salad, and I brought it back and texted my sister, "Hey, look what I got." And she was mad, which is the whole reason that's why would I text? That's why I texted her in the first place. And woke up around 4:45 the next morning, showered, went to work. And again, no writing at lunch for reasons that I'll talk about in a couple of weeks. And then what did I do last night? I don't even know what I did last night. I was on the couch, I think, most of it. I didn't do much of anything. And then today I worked from home. I had a half a day off to Buffalo Wild Wings at 11. And that's part of the problem yesterday was it happened Wednesday a little bit, but yesterday was probably the worst day we've had in terms of the smoke from the Canadian wildfires that I've ever seen. We were to the point where it was like, it wasn't dangerous. No, it wasn't like, mild. It wasn't dangerous. It wasn't very dangerous. It was the next level up from there, where you probably shouldn't be outside for very long. So when I left the office, I was kind of walking with my shirt over my mouth to get to my car. Woke up this morning to the same thing, but not near as bad. In fact, I think right now it's just about died down for us. You can still smell it when you go out there, but it's not like it was before. Made a change to the end of chapter 15. I added 335 words to it, and then I wrote chapter 16, adding 1019. I was thinking about whether I wanted to start chapter 17 or not. I decided not to, and I ended up getting, I think, 1,400 and something, 1,354 words for the day. So it's a little bit less than the 1,500 I usually shoot for on a day like today, but that's okay. I came home. I set up a new game. I ordered it's a game that I have. It's a golf game but I ordered the 2025 women's set, the LPGA set. And I started playing that for YouTube, and it's sitting here in front of me with all the women's cards. And I really I'm a big fan of the LPGA. I will watch that over the PGA most weeks, not all of them, but most weeks. I really like women's golf. It's the same reason I used to watch women's tennis back in the day. I like finesse over power when it comes to sports like that. And the women, they don't hit the ball as far. They don't have as much power. So their game is more finesse. They have to be more accurate. And I really like watching them play golf. So I bought the women's set. I'm going to play with that over the weekend. And then I kind of just started making some changes to my writing app until you popped on, and now we're podcasting. And that was my week.
I'll tell you what,
fun week.
I was looking at the pictures on the news of all the smoke and stuff, and they were showing pictures of Chicago, and it looked like some kind of a post-apocalyptic landscape with the sky being orange and everything. And Detroit, it was the same way like you. The downtown in Detroit, it was the warnings were like extreme, off the scale, never seen before.
I came out of the office and like people were still jogging. Like I'm like, what are you doing? But
Yeah.
you know, people live their life. What how's your son? Did you talk to him? Is he getting any of it?
I haven't talked to him, and they haven't said. So I don't know if they've missed it or what.
I don't know if coming off the lake, if it's going to be any different for them or not.
Yeah, and it may have. Yeah, it all depends. I mean, I didn't look at how the wind. Apparently, there was some kind of a river, a current that was pulling all the smoke down, but it was relatively a narrow band. I think, relatively. Yeah. So I think.
Well, it's narrow, but like the outskirts of it aren't so bad. But if you're in that inner part, which is like a black color, which is what we have over us, the last couple of days, that can be rough. So maybe he's just missing maybe he's got it, but he's missing the worst part of it.
Yeah, I think so. Well, for me, last Thursday, I worked. But I believe that was the day I first opened up your app and I started poking around in it. Didn't really do a whole lot, but I was just trying to figure out how to use it and how to get it linked up through OpenRouter through an AI. And other than that, I don't think a whole lot. I can't quite remember what day I did what.
Do you want me to ask Claude what you did last Thursday?
Yeah, you probably could. Friday was the day I really got into it. Friday, I had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. I was supposed to be outside working on the fence, but my wife was gone for most of the day at an orchid show. So, and I wasn't feeling it. I didn't want to go out there. Heat index was like 110 or 111, whatever. So, although I planned to be outside working, I just decided to stay indoors in my boxers and t-shirt and do whatever I wanted to. But I didn't sleep it away. That would be my modus operandi is if I take a day off going outside, I just sleep inside or just do nothing. Instead, what I did is maybe this has something related to the fact that I was in boxers and t-shirt and not going outside, is I went back to the idea of the midlife crisis story that I had started, which I think I called it before 13 Days of Madness or something like that. And so I played, Claude and I kind of brainstormed on this story, and we came up with a trilogy for this. So I'm start working on a trilogy. The series is going to be called, so the subtitle of each book will be A Series of Fortunate Disasters. And I've got the first 3 tentative titles on the books. The first book is going to be A Perfectly Terrible Idea. The second book is going to be The Worst Possible Plan. And the third book will be What Could Go Wrong. And
all right.
I was happy with it. It's going to be kind of like comic literary fiction, kind of in the tradition of Nick Hornby, I don't know, or like Bill Bryson, Carl Hyacin.
My mom loves Bill Bryson.
Yeah. So it's going to be kind of like that. That's not going to be the primary genre. The secondary, it's going to be kind of a romantic comedy, but it's going to be one that kind of subverts the typical genre conventions. So it's not. I'm never going to market this as a romance because, at least as it stands right now, the way I envision it, it is not going to have a happily ever after. It's going to have something a little more ambiguous. Which, I mean, given that the main romance that takes place in it is kind of a May-December romance. Well, maybe not that. Maybe more like May-September. I don't want to go for a happily ever after on something like that. But then on a tertiary note, it's going to be a road novel, a road trip novel, because it's all going to take place in Scotland, at least the first book, and then eventually in other places in Europe. So
okay,
it's going to be fun. And here's a log line for the first book, in case you're interested. A midlife crisis, a divorce, and 13 days in Scotland with a chaotic young film studies student leads Professor Neil Thomas to the comedic edge of madness as he tries to navigate his wife's insistence on a divorce and his own sense of impending mortality. A perfectly terrible idea takes a chaotic romp through the life of a man who believes he wants to be left alone, but really yearns to find connections with someone or something. So,
you're kind of describing me there, Rich. It's kind of weird.
or me.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah.
They say write what you know. So
in other words, it's going to be a memoir. Yeah.
Yeah. There you
go. So that's what I played with on Friday and had a lot of fun. Saturday, I did get my butt out the door and went out to work on the fence. Did that all day long. My wife bought me an ice vest. I don't know if I mentioned this before.
You did. You mentioned it last week.
Yeah. And so you're actually able to be out there and work in the heat and not literally die. You don't feel good by the end of the day, but you're not dead. So I put up about I don't know, 40 or 50 feet of fence. So that was a pretty good chunk out there, considering you had to dig the holes and cement in the poles and then put up the fence part. So I was pretty happy with that. Sunday, because I spent all day out Saturday, Sunday I didn't feel like going out there at all. And I don't think I did. I did go out there and I picked the garden, got cucumbers, got another like almost half a bushel of cucumbers. So far I planted 24 cucumber plants. And I kid you not, I've gotten like 2.5 full bushels of cucumbers.
I love cucumbers.
But that's a lot of cucumbers to eat at one
time.
Yeah,
100%. Oh yeah.
So my entire bottom half or bottom third of my refrigerator is full of pickles that I'm making. So I guess you could say I'm storing them up for the winter. We're going to eat cucumbers during the winter, but they're just going to be in the form of pickles. So.
Oh my God, that's so hilarious because there's a great episode of the Andy Griffith Show called The Pickle Story where Barney just calls them kerosene cucumbers the whole time. It's fantastic. Go watch the Andy Griffith Show. Okay. I think it's called, is it A Pickle Story? I think that's what it's called.
I probably
it's such a great episode. Yeah, The Pickle Story, season 2, episode 11. It's so good. Okay. Yeah, I can't recommend that enough. Yeah.
Okay, I will. Season 2, episode 11. Monday, I was back at work. But I did get a chance to be off for a little bit over an hour and started writing the first chapter of A Perfectly Terrible Idea. I got 1,440 words in about 81 minutes. I really like that timer you have built in to the thing. You just have to click it and you don't have to pay attention and then just unclick it when you're at the end.
And click it when you're done, yeah.
Yeah. Tuesday.
And I added, by the way, I did add the thing you asked me to add, which was the history. That does exist now. So there's a history button right beside the start stop. You can click and it'll give you yours.
Really nice.
And,
I have.
And what's nice about it is it's been saving in the database the whole time. I didn't know it. So if you click it right now, you'll get your stuff from last week.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Because I haven't looked at it since Tuesday when I was getting back in it. But only I had a couple of hours, a little over a couple hours that I was off because, I don't know, if the world's coming to an end or what, but everybody was in that was supposed to be in.
Wow.
So I know.
Wow.
So,
congrats.
It was in 2 different sections. It wasn't 138 minutes writing all at one section, all in one time, but I think it was 2 sessions and I got 3,031 words. So I basically wrote through chapter 2. And chapter 2 is a little bit bloated. So a lot of that's going to disappear at some point or just get divided up into another chapter. We'll see what happens. Wednesday, I didn't do anything on Wednesday. There was really busy at the library, and so I just was basically taking care of patrons all day long. Thursday, this was my day of excitement for the week. Tammy was due to go back to visit her parents. She was going to be gone for basically a week, and she was going to fly out of Baton Rouge, where we live. And she wanted to take the first flight out so she could make a connection because trying to get from here into Roanoke, Virginia is just a pain in the ass because Roanoke's a relatively small place. Southwest Virginia as a whole is a pretty small place. And you just can't get a lot of flights in. So she was going to go out on one of the first flights out of Baton Rouge. So I had to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning in order to get her breakfast and get her there. Well, when she finally rose out of bed, probably about 4:30, she's got a text message. The flight has been delayed. It's been delayed until like 11 o'clock in the morning because, the thing that they told on the text message was that the crew they had lined up hadn't had enough rest hours, so they couldn't fly. We later found out that was probably not the case. It was probably something different. So we look at what at the new flight they've given her. We look at when it gets into Charlotte, where she's supposed to connect to get a flight to Roanoke, and she's got 5 minutes to get from one plane to the other.
That's not going to work.
So it's not going to work. So we start scrambling around, and we look and we see, she can get a flight out of New Orleans in a couple of hours that will get her to Charlotte in plenty of time to be able to make a connection to Roanoke. So, we load up in the car. We make the 75-mile drive down to the New Orleans airport. I let her off. She goes in. She checks in. She goes to her gate. She tells me, I'm at the gate. I got a plane sitting here and everything. So you can go home. So, I turn around. I drive back 75 miles north. I was supposed to work this day yesterday. So I just get into town, head into the house, I was going to take a shower and go to work, albeit a little bit late. And she calls and says, they've moved our gate. The gate they sent us to has no plane. They say we're delayed. And it's the same thing. We're not going to get to Charlotte in time for me to go. So I scrambled around and I looked to see, okay, well, maybe we can change the Charlotte one. So we tried to look to see if we can get her on a different flight from Charlotte to Roanoke and still have her time to get from one to the other. No, it didn't really work out. So we had to cancel. She canceled everything. So I had to drive 75 miles back to New Orleans to pick her up, and then 75 miles back home. And so by the time I got back home, it was like either noon, a little bit after noon, I think it was. And I just said, you know what? I'm not going to work today. Half the day's over already. So instead, I took like a double dose of my anxiety medicine, laid down, and took a 3-hour nap instead. So,
nice.
But yeah, I tell you what, it's the last time that we're ever going to book our flights on American. She was talking with some other woman who was in kind of the same boat, who flies a lot for work. And she said, American used to be a good airline she would fly, but she said in the last year, it's just become terrible in terms of not making connections, delaying flights, all that kind of stuff. So from now on, we're back to Delta. And we'll just be flying, instead of flying out of Baton Rouge, which is really hard to make connections to anywhere, flying out of Baton Rouge. We're just going to be flying out of New Orleans now, as a matter of course, and just go with that. In the evening, after we woke up, I made us dinner, and we sat around. We watched some BBC show, Britpop shows, and then went to bed and slept all night. Slept really, really hard, which is super unusual for me, and I'm sure it has to do with the meds. Then woke up this morning and was still feeling really mellow. So, and I half thought about not going into work today, but then I realized I was only going to be me and one other person, and that one other person is my supervisor. So I decided, well, I'm not going to leave her stranded by herself. I don't need that kind of bad reputation. So I went in, didn't really have any time to do any writing either. It was not really crazy busy, but just steady all day long. So yeah, that was my last week. I did get some writing done. I'm so you can't believe how happy I am. I've actually done some writing after having so many weeks where I haven't done anything. And I was thinking on the way home from work today that what I'm probably going to end up doing as I get into this book a little bit more, A Perfectly Terrible Idea, I think I'm going to start bouncing back and forth, working on this book, with get new words, and then bouncing back to the book I was editing and edit that, and just kind of alternate back and forth as the whim moves me, depending on how much I feel like generating new words or not. And I think that'll help keep me moving forward on all this. So on my running list of future things to do, I got to cross off start writing again, because I think I've started writing again.
There you go.
I'm happy with that. And I think one other thing I'll mention here, although I could do it later, is that David Gogren sent out an email today.
I'm going to mention that too.
Okay, all right. So I'll let you do that.
Okay, that's fine. You can, if you want, you can. But I have it on my stuff to share. Later on. I actually have it open in front of me right here on the right side. I keep looking toward it. So yeah. Cool. Okay. Because I can see your second running list of future things to do, and I'm wondering if that's has anything to do with it there.
Yeah, it might.
Yeah. For my running list of future things to do, I have nothing new. It's just the ad stuff that I don't know if I'll ever look at, but who knows? We'll see. In terms of my addicted to, I feel like this is a good one. This is new for me. I just wrote the following 3 words here. I just wrote bears eating salmon.
You've been watching videos.
So are you aware of these?
The videos?
Yeah. So I guess it's happening right now. I think it's in Alaska.
Yeah.
Where the salmon are swimming upstream, and there's a place called Brooks Falls. I just opened it on my computer to the right, where these brown bears just literally sit. There's a couple that sit at the top of the little waterfalls, and as the salmon jump up to try to get over the waterfalls, I mean, it's like if I was walking down the street, Rich, right? I'm having a good time. I'm like they're enjoying life being in the water, and somebody just threw a hamburger in my mouth. That's what it would be like. Yeah. It's so interesting. And these bears seem so, I think I'm going to use the word nonplussed here, where they're just like, okay, that one just jumped. No big deal. There's another one coming. Yeah. And then they'll swat it. And every now and then they'll just catch one, rip into it. I feel terrible for the fish. Like the fish is on their way to mate. Like they're like, okay, I know what I'm going for. I know where I'm going. And then boom, dead. Like I just feel terrible for the fish. But and then there's a couple other bears that like just sit at the bottom of the waterfalls, and they're only from their neck up. I just feel like they're just swimming in the ocean, having a great time. When I'm in the ocean swimming, they're just swimming in this river or whatever this is, and they're just every now and then catching a fish, and it's just the food coming right to them. It's so if you Google, like if you go to YouTube and just type live Brooks Falls, you should get there. It's through something called explore.org. The channel is Explore Bears, and there's other ones too, I'm sure. But I put this on sometimes when I just want something some moving video around me, and then I just find myself just watching it, like rooting for every fish. It's so weird to me. So
yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Those videos, it doesn't surprise me so much that the bears are there catching and eating fish. What surprises me is how dense the fish are in the water. I don't know. They're just like side by side. Thousands and thousands of them. It's just it's amazing. And there are certain times of the day where there's 8 to 10 jump, and then another 8. Like there's just constant jumping fish, and I'm just like, do any of them ever make it over the waterfall? That's what I can't. I mean, I assume they do. Yeah. Because why would they? I feel like they need to get some Google Maps out and go a different way. But still, it's just weird to me. Yeah. So yeah. Well, my addicted to is I've fallen back on the cookie train. I went out earlier this week and I bought 2 family packs of Chips Ahoy cookies. Now, to my credit, I just put one in the break room and just let everybody eat out of it. But I did hide one in my own cabinet. And then I also bought a pack of Biscoff cookies.
Those, I love those. Yeah, those are on airplanes.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't even realize you could buy them in the stores. And
I didn't either until just now.
Yeah. Well, now you'll look for them because they are really good.
Well, I have a Walmart grocery order started. I'm gonna have to look to see if Walmart had them, I'd be so happy. In fact, I'm gonna look while we're doing the podcast. I'm gonna look for food.
Oh, I bet. I'm sure they do have Biscoffs.
Let's just type Biscos. I didn't know it was Biscoff. I never knew what it was. Let's see. Biscoff cookies. Do they have them? Oh, I'll be adding these to the. Oh, they do. We'll be adding these to the grocery order. Oh, it makes me so happy. Okay, this is a good day.
And 4 of them is only 150 calories, so that's not bad.
Well, that's going to go along with something else in my stuff to share. And I don't know if you've noticed this or not.
Oh, Apple Watch? Or
it's not Apple. I would never buy an Apple. I would never pay money for anything Apple related. But it's a smartwatch. We'll talk about that too. And I love failing at things. Anyway, all right, so looking at my schedule for this week, this Saturday, tomorrow, we have no golf. And the reason we have no golf is because my golf course is closed. So I did a little testing of my buddies because every week I'm responsible for tee times. And I said, you guys, course is closed. See if you can get a tee time. And both of them said, yeah, I'll call this place. Or I haven't heard, what's my dad say? Hide nor hair. Is that how you say that? Yep. From either of them, since they said, hey, we'll try to get tee time. So no tee times this week for us on Saturday. I do have one on Sunday, but Saturday, no golf. So I'm going to treat it like a normal winter Saturday where the golf course is closed. I'm going to just wake up when I wake up. I'll go to Chick-fil-A around 8:30. I'll write as much as I can. I'll run any errands I have, which I don't really think I have any. We'll see. Then I'll come home for some gaming. I got the LPGA tournament here in front of me. I have my Browns game at halftime over to the left that I can play also. So I'll do some gaming on Saturday. Sunday, I made myself a tee time at 6:40 a.m. by myself. I think I'm going to go because I'm not playing tomorrow as long as it's not rainy. It's supposed to rain pretty hard tomorrow night. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like Sunday morning. I think it's like a 10 or 20% chance of rain. So I may go up myself and just try to play 18 holes in a couple hours and just see what happens. And then I'll come home. I'll probably go to Hothead Burrito afterward and do some writing there. Monday.
Are you going to try to hook up with another group, or are you just going to do it yourself?
I'm just going to do it myself. I'll just go play by myself. Yeah.
Most of the courses I used to golf on, they wouldn't let you do that. They would put you with people. So
this course is so strange because they do get pretty busy, but the membership they give me costs $600, right? It's weekends when they're open. So basically end of April through end of October. It's $600. And when you buy a membership at a golf course, most of the time you do not get the preferred tee times. A lot of the times you have to pay for your cart still. This is $600. I do what I want on the weekends.
Oh, okay.
I try to get the earliest tee time that covers the cart. I actually bring a cart key home with me every time I play now, because if I get there before they open, I just get on a cart and go. I think they love me because I bring paying customers almost every week that I play.
Okay.
I bring 1 to 3 people that pay the $49 it is to drive 18 holes almost every single time I play. And I think they like that. So the $600 they let me, get in is still $600 they're getting out of me, which is about 12 rounds, 13 rounds that if I was doing it, if I was paying every time, I'd pay, it'd be about 13 rounds before it broke even. And then after that, for me, I think after that if I play Sunday morning, that'll be my 13th round this year. After that, it's free for me, essentially free the rest of the year. And, but I'll bring paying people with me almost every time. So, Monday. Okay. So this coming week is kind of strange for me. I have some meetings at lunch on Tuesday and Thursday that I have to go to for work. So I won't get any writing done. Again, I can't talk about why. I'll talk about why 2 weeks from tonight or 2 weeks from yesterday. I'll talk about why. But I probably won't get much writing done when I'm in the office. And I'm not sure how many times I'm going in the office this week. I might go once. I'm supposed to go in twice. I might only go once. We're not sure yet. So a lot going on. I don't really know what I'm going to do writing wise, but I know Monday I'll be working from home. Actually, I don't even know that. I have no idea what I'm doing yet. But the days that I'm home, I will try to go across the street to the library and get some writing done. I do have a Kindle Daily Countdown that starts on Monday. This is going to be book 2. And I sold about 90 copies of book 1 when I did the Kindle Daily Countdown a couple weeks ago. This was advice from Ellie, from who I met through Reedsy, the marketing woman, who just said, basically what you want to do is rotate books 1, 2, and 3 in Kindle Daily Countdowns every time you can, and just build up that audience. And then when you start publishing things like book 4 and 5 at full price, hopefully the people have bought it at 99 cents and now they're going to go on and read the rest of your books. It seems like an interesting thing to me because you're really losing a lot of money by doing that, or maybe you're not because people wouldn't buy it in the first place. I have no idea.
Right.
So I'm going to try book 2, and then I have a note for the end of July, the end of this month, and I guess a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, to try to get book 1 into a BookBub again. And then when I do that, on the outside chance I get it, I'll do another Kindle Daily Countdown during that time. Otherwise, I'll do another one probably in August for book 1. I'll do another one in probably maybe October for book 2. And then when book 3 is released, she said, do a book 1 as soon as you can when book 3 is released. So that's November 22nd, I think it is. So hopefully I can kind of time this correctly to get all this working. So this one starts Monday. I only did one promo stack through Written Word Media where I have e-reader news today going out on the 25th. So that's going to be, I think, a Saturday. On the 23rd, I have Book Adrenaline. That's a Thursday. On the 21st, which is Tuesday, I have Bargain Booksy. And then I have Facebook ads through them going out all week. And again, I love these promo stacks. It was $300. I think it's a little more expensive than I wanted to pay this time. But I do love the way they do these promo stacks where you just go to Written Word Media, you sign up for one, and it gets you all the ones you might have signed up for. You don't have to go to each one. I don't have to go to e-reader news today. I don't have to go to Book Adrenaline. I don't have to go to book Bargain Booksy. It's all here. And I really like how they do this. So I did spend some time today creating Amazon affiliate links for each one of those because I'd forgotten. And I then you can go in here and you could submit a change. I tried to submit a change to the URL. Instead of going right to the book, it goes to the attribution link instead. I don't know what I said earlier, but attribution link is what I meant. And she emailed me. So I submitted it 4 times, one for each for the Facebook, for Bargain Booksy, Book Adrenaline, and e-reader news. I did one for each of those so I could track them individually. And she wrote back to me and said, hey, we don't do that because we have our own tracking stuff that goes into the link that you can go see. I'm like, oh, that's fine. So I wrote back to her and said, like, well, no need to send me 3 more no's. I get it. We're good. No worries. It's fine. And she wrote back, thanks for understanding. So that's, and then I'm doing my own set of Facebook ads that also start Monday. I'm going to pay about $15 to $20 a day. This is again what Ellie told me. Instead of trying to do $5 a day for the whole month, put all that money in when you're doing your Kindle Daily Countdown and see what happens. So we're going to see how this is book 2. I did make an ad for my Facebook ad. I did make a picture that says it's got the cover, and then out to the right side, it says 99 cents for a limited time. Then below that, it says can be read as a standalone. That was a big thing. She said, it's book 2. You don't want people to think that they have to buy book 1 first.
Right.
So the hope is that I can get this one out there into people's hands, and then I'll see some more book 1 sales. And I actually have been seeing some book 2 page reads over the last week or so, probably based on the one I did a couple weeks ago for book 1. I'm seeing some page reads that I would call them organic. I don't know. People probably bought book 1 and now they're on to book 2, which is nice.
Yeah. Oh, good.
So that starts Monday. Tuesday, I'm definitely in the office on Tuesday, but I do have a meeting at lunch, and then I have my golf league in the evening. And then Wednesday and Thursday, I'm probably going to work from, if I go into the office, it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, most likely. And because there's a baseball game Thursday, downtown Cleveland. And if you add in the road construction with the horrible parking situation, with the fact there's a 1:00 baseball game, I don't want to be anywhere near that city on Thursday. Right. So if I do go in the office, it'll be Monday, Tuesday. And then Wednesday I'll work from home, try to write at lunch. Thursday I'll work from home. I have another lunch meeting that I have to be in, so I won't be able to write that day. So my goal based on all of this is 5,000 words, which is Saturday, Sunday, 1,500 a piece. And then Monday, Wednesday, 1,000 a piece, which is where I get 5,000. And we'll probably podcast Thursday night. So that's my schedule.
Nice. My coming week, have to work tomorrow, Saturday. We do have somebody coming in for 4 hours that covers our lunch period, plus gives us, me and my supervisor, we each get an extra hour as a break around our lunchtime. So I'll have about 2 hours I can putz around, and I'll probably do some writing then. Sunday, I have off. I'll work the church AV in the morning. In the afternoon, I'll probably have to go out to the garden and harvest again. I got a watermelon out in the garden that's about
nice.
Probably about 20 inches long now. It's
okay,
big.
Nice.
So yeah, it's like one of those big supermarket watermelons. Not quite ready to pick yet, but I'm looking forward to the day I can bust that thing open. I'm sure I got a ton of.
Don't you just want to throw it in the mouth of a hippopotamus? That's all I want to do with a watermelon nowadays.
No, or hit it with a sledgehammer like Gallagher used to do.
Oh man, I love Gallagher. Saw him live once. It was fantastic.
Let's see. And then Monday, I'm back at work Monday through Thursday, and I'm just picking and choosing when I can write and when I can't. But I hope to maybe be able to reproduce that 4,000 words that I got this coming week. Either just in the new book or as a combination between there and working and editing the old one I've got. And I did think of something to share. I don't know if I mentioned it here to you or not, but I am a judge on for this year's Independent Author Project contest.
Oh, nice.
Independent Author Project is something that's run by this company called BiblioBoard. And what BiblioBoard does is it supplies ebooks to libraries through whatever digital services the libraries want to provide. We have a huge digital section in our library that you can get to off our main page, where we have our library, just in terms of physical volumes, we have like 2 million plus. But I think there's probably another 2 million plus digital products that we also have. And a lot of them are supplied through Libby, but we also get BiblioBoard, has a lot of them as well. And BiblioBoard is very, it's not beholden really to traditional authors. In fact, if anything, tends to skew towards indie authors. So anyways, I got my spreadsheet during the week of the books, since I'm going to be a judge of the books I have to read. And I almost shit my pants, I tell you, when I got it first, because I know the timeline. The timeline is everything's got to be done by September, and there were like 20 books. Luckily, I read the fine print, and we're going to do this in stages. So the first stage is you read the first chapter and or the first 12 pages, whichever comes first, and you make a recommendation on whether it should move to the second stage or not based on that.
Okay.
The first, I've only done 2 so far of the 20 that I've got to do. And I consider them both to be passed. They're very well written for indie books. They were, one was better than the other because the first one, and these are all thrillers, by the way. The first one, you go through the whole chapter and you got no sense that it's a thriller at all. It's, if anything, it seems more like a comedy of some kind.
Okay.
But basically the author was introducing characters and things, and it was fine. It was interesting. I would keep reading it. So I said, okay, well, we'll pass it on. The next one was really good. The second one was, you got dropped in media res immediately, and the thing is off to the races right from the first sentence. So I think that one's going to be a really good one. So I got another 18 to go, and I'll have to look at those. I need to get through the 21st chapters by early August. So I've got a couple of weeks, so I'll be able to do that. But yeah, it's good. I think it'd be really interesting to see what some of the quality out there in terms of indie writing. May make me sad compared to my writing, or I don't know. But
well, every time I go to my writers club and I hear a couple people that write in there who never published anything, but they write, I just get so annoyed with how good they are at descriptions, and it bothers me. So I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, both of these people, I don't know if they're men or women. I don't even remember, but both of them were really good with dialogue, and that's
okay.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, I guess that's something that I had to share.
I got a couple of odds and ends in my stuff to share. The first one is, again, I held up my watch here. I bought I decided on Monday I'm going to get healthy now. It's time to get healthy. Now, I still have food and drink in my kitchen that is not healthy that I'm going to work my way through because I'm not going to just throw it away. But, no more regular Pepsis, no more candy bars in the morning. Let's try to eat a little better instead of some of the stuff that I've eaten.
Candy bars in the morning? That would kill me.
I buy Reese cups on my grocery order, and I take a 4-pack, whatever, 4 individual Reese cups, and I take those to work, and that's my breakfast.
Oh man.
Yeah, that and a Pepsi generally is my breakfast. Yeah, so we're not going to do that anymore. Little things like that, and then I bought this to track my steps. I joined the step tracking contest at work. I put my name on there, so we're going to do that. And I have a treadmill in there that never gets used, that I'm going to go ahead and start using at some point to try to get this steps number up pretty high. I mean, I was pretty proud because I got 4,000, 5,000 yesterday, which is nowhere near what you should get in a day.
Oh no,
but take right now, I'm at 2208 right now. That's pretty pathetic. If you're trying to be healthy, that's pretty pathetic. So
yeah. On a good day at the library, I've got a step tracker. I just use my phone for it. On a good day at the library, I will get anywhere from 8,000 to 10,000 steps. But if I'm home, if I'm not working and I'm home, I'll be lucky to top 2,000. So.
Right. Yeah. And when I work, so, working from home makes it kind of rough, but if I can get on the treadmill, so, the plan, is to do the whole, let's try to find an hour every day to get on the treadmill. Well, that's not always easy because to me, writing is the more important thing for me. And that's weird than my health, which is weird, but it is. Right. I'd rather do that than stand on a treadmill. Yeah. So I got to figure out schedules and things like that, but I'll make it work. I always do. Anytime that I set myself up to say I'm going to lose some weight, I always do it. So my weight is a giant roller coaster that I know goes up where it is right now to the top, and then I can make it go down. I can do that. I've done it a bunch of times, but then I always let it go back up because it's so fun to just let it go back up. And I literally just put cookies on my Walmart order because of you. So
I'll tell you, if you manage to get it go down this time, keep it down because I'm having a hell of a time losing weight. I've always been like that. I could lose weight no matter what, and I am having a heck of a time doing it now that I've got
keeping it down is really hard. Yeah.
Well,
because there's cookies out there.
I've never really had an issue. It's just that I think it's partly willpower. You're right. It's just
that's all it is for me.
There's so much other stress going on that I don't need to stress my body by not giving it what it wants.
Yeah. Second on my list is we talked earlier about this. We were going to bring this up earlier, and I'm just going to start it off by saying I got an email yesterday from MailerLite saying, "Hey, we're raising your price again." And I said, "Oh, great!" Now it only went from $10 to $12, but it's kind of the principle of this stupid thing about how does it really cost a lot of money for them to send emails? I don't understand why they keep doing this. They keep changing their structure, raising their price. I mean, it's all I'm not a person who is ever anti corporation making money. I'm really not. I'm not one of those people that it's just corporations being greedy. But I feel like these guys here have done it so many times in the last year that I gotta wonder what really is going on because it's really frustrating. And based on that, we got an email today, both of us, from David Gogren, who talked about something called Email Octopus. Did you read this email? Because I only read the first paragraph.
Yeah, I read.
Tell me about it.
Basically, he likes Email Octopus a lot. It doesn't have as many features as MailerLite as you would expect. But it's got all the features a relatively new author would want. You don't have to pay anything until you hit 2,500 email subscribers, and then beyond that, the pricing is cheaper than MailerLite. You do get automations. They're limited.
Perfect. That was my question.
They're limited, but they're enough for what most writers would want.
Perfect.
His big question mark on it, and what he's going to be testing here in the next months is what the deliverability is like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it really doesn't know what the deliverability is like. He's done some tentative testing and it seems to be fine, but he's going to do more in-depth testing. He's also going to do a review of Kit, which
used to be ConvertKit, right?
Right, which is what he uses, and he's going to give a rundown of if and when you should think about using Kit instead. So, yeah, I'm leaning heavily towards Octopus when I get to that point right now. Just based on
I literally could just try it out anytime because I just don't like the constant prices.
Yeah, so you can try it out no matter what. So.
Yeah. So, and then the third thing I have on my list here is something that I had a little fun with last week. I think I texted you, I forget what day it was. Where's it at? I said, oh man, here it is. I said it's a Sunday night. I'm currently trying to build a virtual super editor C into my writing app. Now, not because I'm going to replace her. Let's not get crazy here. I would never ever replace her in my writing process unless she said you have to stop calling me emailing me because you're driving me crazy. But it's almost like what I was trying to do is I'm trying to brush my teeth before I go to the dentist, right? Before I send it to Super Editor C, I want it as clean as it can possibly be. And so what I did was I took all of our emails between her and I when we were going back and forth on book 1, book 2, and book 3, when I did developmental editors with developmental edits on book 1 and 2 on the full manuscript and book 3 on the paragraphs. I took other emails that her and I sent back and forth, and I took what do you call it? The Word documents that we sent back and forth. And I just plugged them into Claude, and I'm paying for Claude. So this is kept private. It's not out there for people to see. And I basically just fed it into Claude, and I just said, can you do me a favor? Can you give me a list of rules that she looks at when she's doing a developmental on my stories? I'm looking for what she's looking for. What has she told me that I do incorrectly, that I do poorly, so that I can then ask you when I'm ready to give me a developmental edit like her, and then I can get it ready and then send it off to her. Because again, I have when I get to book 4, I'm doing another chapter by chapter. I'm sending it to her for developmental. Right. I'm not changing anything there, but I would like to be a little bit better when I send it to her than I am, because I'm just not very good. I mean, it just gets, everything I send to her just gets ripped apart, and it makes me worry that I'm not very good at this. So I want to try to use the AI, and this is going to go into my writing app. It's going to be my own button. I don't know if I'm going to make this available for everybody, right? At least in the testing of it. So I spent some time Sunday night doing that. I have a whole list of things now in there in a markup file that I haven't programmed anything toward yet, but at some point in the next week or so, maybe even this weekend, I'm going to go ahead and try to build that. Now, the one thing that the AI Claude told me is it said, listen, I'm not good at taking a whole manuscript and saying, and it literally said something to the effect of, this thing that you wrote in chapter 3, you overwrote it in chapter 23. Like it said, it's just too many. It just told me it's too many words for me. But if this is something that you might be able to do on a chapter by chapter basis successfully. So I'm still looking into what I want to do here and how I want to handle it. But I'm kind of excited about this, about the idea of having a better draft ready to send to her once I send it. And I want to base it on the things that she has told me that I do wrong or poorly or incorrect or whatever before I do it. So I that's something I am building right now into the app. I just don't know if I'm going to make it public or not.
So are you telling a Claude to create a set of system instructions for an agent?
Yes. Okay. Yes. That's what it would be. Yeah. So then what you would do is you would press the button on the manuscript. It would send the entire manuscript along with those rules and then try to give me an actual developmental edit, which I don't really think the AI, I honestly don't believe it's going to work out that well right now. Maybe I could use Fable. I don't know, because Fable is, but it would be super expensive to do that. Claude's new one.
Using Opus 8 or?
Yeah, I'm using Opus 8. I pretty much use Opus 8. Everything I do, work, the writing that I'm working on with the editing, things like that, and the plotting that I've done, and anything else that I just do, I've been using Opus 8. Yeah. I know Sonnet just came out. I think it's Sonnet. Is it 7? No, is it 6? Whatever the new Sonnet just came out. It's actually more expensive than Opus 8. I was surprised, but yeah.
There's also there's a new model that I just was aware of it because Typing Mind says they integrated it, called Kim 3, and it's supposed to be for long form coding, deep reasoning and deep thinking. So
This isn't Anthropic, is it? This is somebody else.
No, something else. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know anything about it, but I thought I might check it out because Claude does still have a problem where it will change things as you go through.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually interested in what you just said about this Kim. Does it exist? So if I go into settings and I go into my list, and I hit refresh, does it exist? So now if I type Kim, oh yeah, Moonshot AI, is that it?
No, it's Kim. Moonshot's
oh, that's
different.
Kimi. Sorry, that's Kimi. So it doesn't exist in Open Router, I don't think, unless it's not spelled KIM.
So, no, it is KI. I think it exists in Open Router, or maybe not. The email made me think it did, but
okay.
Kim 3.
Is that through Open? You're looking at Open Router.
Oh, it's an open. Oh yeah, you're right. It's Moonshot is the company.
Okay, so it's KIMI. It looks like
Kimi. You're right.
Okay, try it out. I'm always one thing I like doing is putting the same prompt in like 5 times with different models and go to my credits and see how much they cost.
Right.
So yeah,
or just to query and ask it. How good are you keeping track of details across a 50,000 word manuscript?
Yeah, see what it says. So. All right, well, that's all I had. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'm ever going to implement it for anybody other than myself, and I don't know if it's going to work when I implement it, but we're going to try it and see what happens. I did have this one Tuesday a bunch of years ago where I had a dentist appointment and the maids were coming on the same day. So I had to brush my teeth before I went to the dentist and then clean my house before the maids showed up. It was just a weird day.
Yeah.
So I'd like to do everything I possibly can to clean this manuscript up before I send it to her. Because just once I'd like her to write back to me and say, hey, this looks great. And that hasn't happened. 5 books. This hasn't happened yet. So
one of the system instructions you should give it then is, don't worry too much about the minutia. What I'm really interested in is in the high level development, whether or not things stay together or not.
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right about that. Yeah. So, all right, that's going to be it. You have anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's it for me.
All right, that will be it for me also. If you want to get in touch with me, email me, jerry@jerryevanoff.com. Again, if you want to beta test this writing app, again, I'm only going to take a couple of people. If I get 15, 20 emails, I'm not going to, I'm probably not going to take everybody. It's going to be kind of first come, first serve. And I want somebody who's going to use it too. Please don't email me and say I'm in and then never, ever open it. Know that I will ask Claude if there's any activity. Because I really need people who are going to hit it pretty hard and try to break it, essentially. Just try to break it on me so I know what to fix. Please email me, jerry@jerryevanoff.com. The website's jerryevanoff.com. You can also go to samnorrisbooks.com, which now redirects. I'm very excited about that. I could talk about jerryevanoff.substack, jerryevanoff.substack.com. Nothing new there. I have a new Perry Mason written. I just have to edit it and I can throw it up there, but who knows when that's going to happen. So.
Well, you can reach me email-wise at rich@richcasey.com. I'm still on Blue Sky at Casey himself, and I'm probably 50-50 between Blue Sky and Substack at richcasey.substack.com.
All right, everyone, that's going to be it for this week. We'll talk to y'all most likely next Thursday, but we travel around as our lives get super busy and strange. So at some point next week, you'll get a recording. Just subscribe and you'll get a recording. So thanks. And go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, take care, everybody. Stay cool.
All right. Stay cool and stay out of the smoke. Right. See ya.